Do you use headphones when making music, especially when mixing and mastering? In this video, I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of using headphones while mixing and mastering as compared to a dedicated sound system such as studio monitors. Let's talk! Hi, I'm Ole from Subphotic.com, where I try to help rappers, producers, beatmakers get the most out of their music, double down on their productions, and get as good a sound as possible. And as a natural supplement to this video, I got something that I call the ultimate mixing guide for producers. The link is in the description, make sure you grab it and supercharge your mixes right away. Now, using headphones as a tool for mixing. There are some definite benefits of using them. The first benefit would be the portability. You're not stuck in your studio. You can sit on a plane, on the airport, on a train, in your cabin, in the woods, wherever. You can bring it to a coffee shop and you can mix and master music there, whilst having a dedicated monitor studio setup where you have your monitors mounted or placed on a desk or on stands. You're stuck. If you're someone who travels a lot, mixing with headphones is a definite benefit, especially if you have open back headphones such as the ones I use these. The second great benefit that I can think of when it comes to using headphones for mixing and mastering is that they're cheap. Compared to a studio monitor setup, they are comparatively relatively cheap. You can of course spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a pair of headphones, no problem at all, and then a headphone amp at the same price point, and then you're up against the high-end monitor speakers on the market right now. But you can get more than decent headphones at the $100 to $300 range, maybe up to $500. You will get more than decent headphones, and you can just plug them straight into your laptop and you're good to go. If you want even more fidelity, there are some DACs on the market, digital audio converters, that you can plug straight into your USB port, or you can use a dedicated audio interface, and even the more reasonable priced ones have a lot of clean gain that will give you a good representation of the music that's coming out. There are virtually no limits to how much you can spend on anything tech. You just have to count the money in your wallet and decide for yourself. But compared to monitor speakers, you can get away with a lot less money to spend. The third great benefit of using headphones as a mixing and mastering tool is that you don't need any acoustic treatment at all. And you can just look here. This is my studio. What I got here is DIY acoustic treatment for the most part. My monitor stands are the Hofa ones that I've bought from Thomann. They're monitor stands and they're also absorbers at the same time. I love those. They make the room a bit more balanced. But as you can see, I have on the walls, on the roof, I have the carpet on the floor. All these things combined makes my monitor speakers sound the way they should. I don't have all the money in the world, so I do it myself. And you can check out that video where I show you how to DIY an acoustic absorber. So with headphones, you don't need any of that. You need only your laptop and your headphones and maybe an audio interface. Fourth benefit is that mixing bass is a lot easier on headphones, in my opinion. You have those speakers right up in front of your ears. It's easier to hear the bass on low volumes than it is to hear the bass on the studio monitors. The frequency range on headphones are typically from 20 hertz all the way up to 30,000 hertz or something. On monitor speakers, they don't go that low, depending on the price point, of course, and the size of the cones. Especially the sub bass is easier to tweak in headphones, in my opinion. So those are some of the benefits. And if you want to take it a step further, you can also purchase the Sound ID, I think it's called now. I have this calibration microphone that I got with the software, and it basically calibrates my monitor speakers, but they also have a lot of settings for headphones if you want to use headphones for mixing, that is. Okay, let's see if there are some disadvantages then. Well, the first major disadvantage is that it's tiring in the long run. When mixing with monitors, you can sit in for long sessions and you can listen in low volume, and the speakers are not jammed up into your ear, and therefore you also get the ambience of the room. You get the room sound together with the sound from the monitor speakers. That's more pleasurable. It's easier on the ears. our ears aren't naturally made for having the sound source up that close. Also, you don't hear the natural sounds that are around you in the room. So it's tiring, and for long sessions, at least I get a bit tired. The second major drawback of using headphones for mixing is the stereo image. You don't get a good enough representation. Just look at this image right here. Here you see how the sound approaches the ear when using monitor speakers, and here is how it approaches when listening on headphones. So you only hear what's on the left ear, and only what's on the right with the right ear when using headphones. Whilst using monitor speakers, you get the sound from the left speaker also into your right ear, only a bit delayed in a slight lower volume because of the distance, but you get everything from both speakers into your ears. And that way you get a more realistic impression of the stereo image. You need that when mixing because it needs to be translatable to other speaker systems. That's one of the main reasons I'm still depending on my monitor speakers. The third bad thing about headphones for mixing and mastering is that it's not translatable. And it draws a bit on what I said just before, that it's not translatable. Reverb, delay, time-based effects like that. Also panning. Panning will sound more extreme when using headphones. Reverb will sound louder on headphones. So when mixing with headphones, you need to make up for that by not being afraid of too much reverb. You set the reverb and then you just have to boost it a bit. You just have to turn that reverb a bit up. It won't be that translatable as a finished product when listening on the monitor speakers. Now, the fourth major disadvantage of using headphones is that it's not that enjoyable. You feel a bit constrained with the headphones. You have the cable going out and it feels a bit quirky. Of course, you get used to it, but walking in the room, listening to the music is also one thing that headphones can't replace because you will hear the music at the same volume all the time. You can't distance yourself. You can't live with the music. You can't feel the music in the same way. And also, sound waves coming from monitor speakers are also vibrations, so you can feel the vibrations of the sound. And that's something you are robbed of when using headphones. All right, if you had any value out of this, if you were inspired, or if you had any aha moments with what I have presented here, please let me know in the comments. And also remember to like and subscribe if you like videos like these. And remember to download my free ultimate mixing guide for producers. The link is in the description. Now, my conclusion is this. I use a bit of both. When I'm out traveling, I bring my computer and my headphones and I have a blast. I always take into consideration the negatives and I try to make up for them some way or another. I don't feel that confident mixing with headphones, so I would never do a client mix with only headphones. But what I tend to do is making the pre-mixing on headphones, checking all the tracks for clicks and pops, for example, setting up the session, doing the coloring, doing everything, all the mundane work of mixing, I often do with headphones. But when it comes time for balancing the mix, panning, compression, EQing, when it comes to the time-based effects, mix bus compression, monitor speakers, my vocals and my NS10s, I will use both back and forth, and that always gives me a result that is translatable on all systems. But with that said, I'm practicing. I'm teaching myself how to mix using only headphones because I think that it makes me freer. I can be where I want when I mix, but until I feel confident enough, I will have to use my monitor speakers. What do you think? Would you consider mixing only using headphones, or are you like me that you need both? Or are you someone who only mixes with monitor speakers? Let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to check out this video where I talk about ear training, which is especially useful if you master music, but also as a mix engineer. I think there are some golden nuggets there. Go check it out, and I hope I catch you there. Peace!